Hello everyone, welcome to Mage Night. It's a board game that it's on tabletop sim here. I do own a physical copy, although I haven't seen it in a few years. It's living at my ex's house. Maybe I should go get it when this pandemic is all over. We shall see. It's a game that can be played solo or cooperatively or semi-competitively or heavily competitively, which is kind of cool. And I was recently reminded of it, so I thought I would give it a play on camera. There's also a pretty nice, well-scripted mod here that I'm playing with. I previously played with like a non-scripted mod, and it was super fiddly. Here, it's just very fiddly. So that's an improvement. And I do want to warn you, just before we get started, that this is going to be a multi-video series. It usually takes me like 3 hours or something to get through a single game of Mage Knight. So I don't know how many episodes that's going to be, somewhere between 3 and 6 probably. But they'll all be one game, and the game is helpfully split up into like 6 rounds. So maybe I'll just do a break at the end of each round. I don't know. Yeah, and I've set it up here for the solo game. We're going to have one dummy player to kind of simulate the effect that other players have in the game of like making you react to pace and stuff like that. I've turned off all the expansion features because I don't know anything about any of them, and I'm not turning on any other special modifiers. We're just doing super boring, like... Oh, I haven't set it up. I had to pick somebody here. I wanted to play as is Arethia the... Yeah, she's the one from the base game, right? Yeah, she's kind of the red. So the Mage Knights are all very similar. They start with a very similar starting deck and like 1 or maybe 2 slightly different cards. But they do have some different skills that they can gain at level up. So there is definitely some difference. We'll play with this Blood Cultist. Her kind of thing is taking damage in order to secure powerful effects, as I recall. And I chose Goldix as the dummy. It doesn't really matter. It just barely changes like how it just changes like how the random effects occur, but like it all cancels out in the end, I think, so it doesn't really matter. And we're playing solo. So I'll explain the rules as we go rather than up front. Basically, the theme of Mage Knight is you are these powerful mages / knights exploring the countryside, conquering bits of it, becoming wealthy, famous, and infamous, and so on. And so it's sort of like an RPG simulator, or, well, I don't know. You don't exactly play a role in the sense that you like, you know, a D&D thing where you would role play with like actually what you say and stuff. It's just like the kind of accumulating power and controlling a single character, moving through the world, that style of role play thing. So the game is split up into days and nights, and you, in the normal scenario, you start in the day, then it's night, then it's day, then it's night, and so on. We have a total of 3 days to accomplish our goal, which is to conquer the 2 cities that are out here somewhere in the land that we're exploring. I forget what they call this. Not the countryside, because countryside is specifically the kind of periphery. Anyway, it doesn't matter. In the land. There are 2 cities in here somewhere, and cities are the most difficult objectives to conquer, and our goal is to conquer both of them. So each day we choose a tactic. This both determines turn order and gives you some special bonus for the round. Turn order does matter even with a dummy player, because the dummy player is the one who... Once a player gets to the bottom of their deck, pretty soon after that the round ends, even if the other players haven't. And so the dummy goes before you, you'll be in a little bit more of a hurry to finish the round. But overall, that's not that huge an impact. You can adjust how quickly and greedily you play. So I usually just try to go for like relatively powerful things, which tend to be the late ones, right? So let me just have a look at my cards here and examine the board to see what tactic might be useful to me. One thing I notice is that like I would love to just go shoot these prowlers in the face with my swiftness. A ranged attack 3 will finish them off very nicely. We'll talk about why in a minute. What the heck is Mana Pull? This is some expansion card. This is not in the base game. I'm pretty sure. I think the expansion added like one new special card to each of the heroes, because I saw, when I was looking through it earlier, I saw a weird new card I didn't recognize in the blue guy's deck as well. And I thought maybe I was just wrong, but no, okay, it was added in the expansion, I guess. You can use one additional mana from the source. Okay, so this is an upgraded mana draw. And if it's black, you can make it act like it's gold. Okay. So it's just very slightly better than the ordinary mana draw. Okay. So yeah, we could move up here and fight these guys. We could try to fight these guys instead, but they're much harder to get to. You start here. They're much harder to get to, and I'd like this. This is like some very rewarding but difficult stuff, so it would be kind of nice to get to. So I think I want to go over here. Given all that, does any of that impact the tactic that I want? Mana Steal doesn't seem that important. I always like planning, as it seems like a good opener. Because you kind of like get one extra card every turn, and that's really valuable. I don't want the dummy to like happen to claim this from me. So I'll just take planning. The dummy randomly chooses Early Bird. Okay, so he's going first. This is nice. You never want to have to take Early Bird yourself because it doesn't come with any bonus. So it's good that the dummy's grabbed it. And so the dummy's turn consists of drawing 3 cards, and then depending on what colors those cards were, he may draw some more cards. That's what these things here indicate, what he's good at drawing. So it's our turn now. And we have this play area here with all kinds of complicated stuff going on. But importantly, here is our hand. Your turn is split up into 2 parts. Some movement, and then optionally some movement, and then optionally some attacks in that order. Not attacks, actions. One of which is attacking. So the good news is my first turn is extremely straightforward, I think. I just want to kill this guy. And my player token starts here. It doesn't put it there because it doesn't... If there were 2 players, you know, you would want them to be off the board as if they were all standing here. But okay, it doesn't matter. So it costs 2 movement points to move through some grasslands. I think they're called plains, so I'll do that. I'm going to play my stamina card to move 2. The bottom effect is a more powerful effect. Every card has 2 effects. The bottom one is more powerful, but costs some mana to use. And I don't need the mana right now, I just want to move 2, so we won't do that. And we'll talk about how you get mana. At the end of each turn. Okay, so it didn't apply to my first turn, that's fine. And then what I'm going to do is spend those movement points to move here. And you'll notice that it has marked this is where my player is, and I have the option to provoke this rampaging enemy if I want into a combat. Also, if I tried to move from one adjacent square to another adjacent square, if I wanted to move to here, that would provoke him automatically. The mod doesn't do that, but it's required that you then provoke him. So I'm gonna start combat with this guy. And he comes onto my mat to indicate that I am in combat with him, and I want to fight him. Monsters have a few stats. The most basic ones are armor. This is how much damage you have to do to kill them. This is how much damage they do to you. Typically, monsters get to attack first, and so you might want to block some of their actions. You can see we don't have any block right now. I don't plan for things to get that far. We have ranged attacks, which go before a normal attack. So what I'm going to do is play Swiftness. And I want the powerful effect, ranged attack 3. So over here is the source. There's a bunch of mana just floating around for anybody to grab. And on each of your turns, you may take up to 1 mana die from the source. And it's whatever color it is. It's not like you take it and roll it. It is rolled when it's put into the source, and when you take it, you get that color. So I want some white mana. And so now, instead of giving me move 2, this card gives me ranged attack 3. Ranged attacks happen before ordinary attacks. This guy has only 3 armor, so he is killed. And the 2 at the bottom is the reward that we get. We get 2 fame for killing him. We're also going to get 1 fame for defeating a... No, we get 1 reputation for defeating a rampaging enemy. That's right. That's a different thing. It's how much the locals like you, right? You can be famous but not well liked. Or you can be well-liked, I suppose, but not all that famous. So that's going to conclude my turn. I can't move again. It's illegal to do so because I've taken an action. And there's nothing else for me to do as part of resolving the action. So I'm going to hit end turn here. And it's telling me what is going to be the impact of my ending the turn, and I can adjust it if there's something the mod didn't know about. In this case, the mod is right. We're going to gain 1 reputation because we defeated a rampaging monster. And we're going to gain 2 fame because that's what the monster says on it. If we wanted to indicate that we didn't defeat it, we could do this, and the mod would be like, oh, okay, you don't get any of that stuff. But we did. So let's just end the turn. And it says if you confirmed your hand size is right, yes, drawing up to 6 is correct. Normally you draw up to 5, but I have planning and at least 2 cards. So we draw up to 6. So I say, yep, I've got all my rewards, go ahead and draw me. It's now the dummy's turn. He draws 3 cards and then no more. The way this works is the color of the last card he drew. You look at how many tokens he has of that color, and he draws that many extra cards. So he must have drawn 5 last turn. I wasn't really watching. He has 8 in this card now, and only 8 left. So I don't know. We might want to speed up a little bit, but that's what planning is for. So where to now? That's the question. It would certainly be fun to assault this mage tower, but I don't really see it as a good idea. Like, I don't know. What else am I going to do, though? I don't want to spend a huge amount of time walking over here. I guess I could get to this spot and... I mean, it's like 3, 5, 7 moves to get here, and then even when I get there, I don't have a totally easy time fighting this monster. Do I have access to any green mana? Oh, the white die, when we put it back, happened to roll green. That's nice. I think what we should do is go to the mage tower, and we're probably going to get beat up a little bit. We're probably going to take some wounds. These mages are tough cookies. But there's a card in our deck that'll heal us, and we should have enough damage to finish them off after we've gotten beaten up. So how exactly do we want to get there? Well, let's see. I'm kind of looking at Mana Pull as like a really nice card right now. I would love to pick up like a white and a green or something. Or a red and a green, maybe, but I can't do that. So I think it's a little awkward because it costs 3 moves to go here and then 2 to assault the mage tower. And I don't have a good way to get to 5. I have a good way to get to 4. Oh well. I think I'm just going to have to get only 3. So I'm going to spend these and get 4 moves. That'll put me here with 1 move left over, and I can decide what to do once I see what's in the mage tower. Because if we look over at mage towers, when revealed, it is revealed during the day if a player is adjacent to it. So we get to see who's defending the mage tower. And, yeah, so it's going to do 6 fire damage, which is difficult to block, but that's fine because I don't have any blocks anyway. And it has 5 total armor. And it's got this fortify icon, the castle in the top left. That's not printed on the token. If we move the token over here, which is like, okay, we'll tell him. I don't mind giving this guy feedback. We're playing a solo game. If we put it over here, the token goes away. It's just indicating the special rule that anytime you're fighting something in a mage tower, they're fortified. Oh. I broke the mod by picking it up and putting it back down. But this guy is fortified. So this is actually kind of nice, I think. Because he only has 5 health. And that means that I don't need all of these cards to beat him. I can afford to spend 1 on on moving. So I think I shouldn't actually need 2 mana tokens this turn. And I also... I only need to play one of my 2 attacks. They're each attack strength 3. That's right. Improvisation makes you discard something. So... I mean, there's no red available, though. So I think it's better to play the Swiftness. I'll use Concentration's powerful effect to play the powerful effect of Swiftness with a bonus of +2 and deal 5 damage. So I need 1 more move, and I think I will just spend Improvisation sideways? No, Improvisation is a useful card. I'll want it soon. So you can play any card sideways to ignore its effect and just get +1 of any of the basic things. Attack, block, move, or influence. So I'm just going to play this for a move. Remember, I had 1 left over from my move. That's a second one. I'm assaulting the Mage Tower. And the mod says, okay, here you go. Here's the guy you're supposed to kill. And I can't make any attacks that get to him before he attacks me, so he's going to attack for 6. And there's no way I'm going to block all that, so we're going to learn how you take damage. My hero's current ability to take damage is reflected here. This is like your kind of... Every time you level up, you reveal a better token from under this. In this case, I can take... Every 2 damage I take causes me a wound. So I'm going to take 3 wounds for this 6 damage. And now I've accepted damage from this guy, and I'm allowed to attack back. If you take a number of wounds that is at least as great as your hand size all at once, or in a single combat, that's like bad. It's really bad, but that didn't happen. So if it does happen, we'll get into it. Now, I want to attack back. It's my attack turn now, so I play Concentration's Strong Effect, taking a green die from the source to power it. And it says, when you play this, play another action card with it. Get the stronger effect of that card for free. If that card gives you movement, influence, block, or any type of attack, get that amount +2. So I'm playing Swiftness Strong Attack for a ranged attack 3 +2, which is 5. That's enough to defeat the enemy. He has fire resistance, that's what that token near his armor means. Or that symbol near his armor means, but that doesn't matter because we didn't make a fire attack. So we have defeated him. We're getting 5 fame, and by the way, nobody likes it when you attack a Mage Tower. When you attack anything fortified, we're going to lose some reputation for this attack. We gained some for defeating these orcs or whatever they were, the marauding monster, rampaging monster, and we're going to lose some for this combat here. Oh well. You know, it actually occurs to me, maybe we might be able to get to this altar with my mana draw. Because if I could crystallize some green and then make 2 more green, yeah, and I could use the blue to crystallize green. We'll get to what I'm talking about in a minute. I'm actually going to roll this back a bit. I have learned no new information, so this is fine. I'm going to play this one sideways. I think Maniple might be able to get me to clear out this altar, which would be a very powerful thing to do. Basically, it's like, to win this, you have to spend 3 green mana all at once, which is obviously difficult, but I have a plan to do it. Based on what I know is in every hero's starting deck. Okay, so we have completed this combat. We're going to lose 1 reputation and gain 5 fame. Yeah, that looks about right. End turn. And so you'll notice that this is our fame track. We went from 2 up to 7, passing this indicator, which means that we gain a level up of this type. You kind of alternate between 2 different things you gain each level. So we're going to gain a skill and an advanced action card. I haven't looked at what action cards are on offer, but that's okay. I guess I could still change my mind. I kind of like the idea of improvisation for buying something from the Mage Tower, but I think we still have Yeah, we have plenty of influence in here. We should have an Intimidate and a Promise still. No, not Intimidate. What is it called? Threaten? I forget. So I think we should be able to buy something from them. And the Mage Tower sells spells, which are these here. We'll look at them in a minute. First, I'm offered one of these two. These are my hero's special level up powers. This is what? Normal or fire attack? Yeah, attack or fire attack 2. Or once around, gain a red crystal and a red or black token. Okay, well, let's look at the spells that are available. None of these are red. I'm also getting an advanced action. This one's red. Decompose. Ooh. Kind of like that. Throwing away cards, I don't know. I'm still not sure where I stand on throwing away cards in Mage Knight. It's like, yeah, in a deck builder, you want your deck to have good cards and not bad cards. So throwing away your starters is usually nice. On the other hand, as long as you can get through your whole deck before the dummy finishes his deck, you kind of prefer to have more cards because you get value out of some value out of each card you play. But there are times you want to concentrate a lot of power in a single hand, and for that you want more good cards and fewer bad cards. So throwing away stuff could be nice. And this would be a nice way to start cranking out mana crystals to gain access to more powerful effects. And also it's red, which is, if anything, our character's mild specialty. We're the red hero. Which is why we're being offered this red-based effect. Now, having access to 2 attack every turn it's nice. Don't get me wrong. If I were going to buy a spell, I do like Snowstorm. Tremor and Earthquake is also good. So it says 1 red or 1 black. What exactly does that mean? Because normally you can't gain black mana during the day, right? I'd have to look up the rules on that. There is a rule book in hand, but black mana? Oh, I forgot this rule. I just happened to search up, if you start your turn in or next to your Mage Tower, you get 1 gold mana during day or black mana during night for every Mage Tower you control on the map. Nice. Oh, no, that's a special rule for a different scenario than the one we're playing. Okay. So okay, black mana can never be used during the day. All right, so this doesn't work during the day. You could only gain the red one, which is fine. Right, black mana represents night, and gold mana represents the sun. I think I'll take the mana. It should be fun. Last game, I took no spells, which was fine, and I gained a number of these kind of things. Which is a fine thing, but I want to try a more spell-y deck. Spells are very powerful and somewhat hard to get access to, so I want to make sure I have the mana to fuel them. And honestly, I could just take a Decompose. Give me more mana. In particular, this is a nice way for me to be able to spend the red mana tokens that I'm going to give myself, so sure. I might be overdoing it. Ambush would be, I think, the other reasonable choice. But I'll take Decompose. It should be fun. And those were my level up rewards, but I also get the reward for defeating the Mage Tower. I get to pick up a spell. What are these buttons? It's a mystery. I don't know. I don't want to press them. So Tremor and Earthquake are great for assaulting cities where you have to fight many enemies at once. But also, like, so are siege attacks. Siege attacks let you do damage even before enemies who are fortified, as they are in cities and mage towers. And keeps. Call to Glory. I mean, there's also, I guess I should see, is there anyone for sale at the Mage Tower? This is the monastery, right? Yeah. So there's nothing, no units for sale at the Mage Tower, just the keep and the monastery. Okay. And we don't even know where a keep or a monastery exists, so that's not going to be a thing. Okay. Oh, also, Decompose is going to help me get the green mana for this if I don't happen to draw well, I think. So, it's between these two. I don't know. We'll try an Earthquake, I guess. And these cards go on top of your deck. Okay, now I'm done with my turn. Rewards claimed. It draws me up to 6. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's... I need to get rid of these wounds. So the dummy's going to take his turn. Okay, we should have... We have at least 2 and perhaps 3 turns left in the round. Now, yeah, this is a bit of a nuisance, isn't it? Remind me what the rules are for resting. Rest. Normal rest. A player's turn. If resting, if you forfeit your turn, no, okay, if you do not, when would I forfeit my turn? I don't understand. Oh, I see, to end the round, okay. But you can rest. Except if your hand is empty, but there are still cards. Okay. You may play any number of special effects anytime. Play any number of moves. Yeah. Playing a regular action, movement, and then action. I know. If resting, you can't move or like do anything interesting. Take a standard rest, which I do have. Oh, you must discard 1 non-wound card and any number of wound cards. Perfect. That's what I wanted to do anyway. So I'm not going to make use of Tremor this round, so I'm happy to discard it. And I'll discard these wounds. I would rather be healing them, but that's life. And I end my turn. Oh, it's going to be mad that I didn't... Oh, no, it knows. All right, whatever. Yeah, hand size looks good. Play the dummy. Great. So he didn't draw any extras here, so he's going to draw 1 more card for his next turn. And then after that, he's going to say everybody gets 1 more turn. Now he's going to play a turn, then he's going to play another turn. And at the end of that second turn, I'll get 1 more turn. So I get a turn before him, then he goes. Then I get a turn. Then he goes and says, okay, so I have 3 turns left. I think I miscounted earlier. I had at least 3, maybe 4. Okay, perfect. I wanted to crystallize something. I wanted it to be green. So crystallize. When you play this, also pay 1 mana of a basic color. Gain a crystal of that color to your inventory. So far we haven't gained any crystals. Mana tokens are typically ephemeral and you lose them at the end of your turn. But if you can turn one into a crystal, you get to keep it until you want to spend it. I want a green mana, but I don't have any access, or a green crystal, but I don't have access to green mana. What I'm going to do instead is use the strong effect of this card. Oh, actually, No, that whole thing about starting with mana from a Mage Tower, that was a different scenario. It's not this one. Okay, yeah. So I don't have any mana. Fine. So I'm going to spend my 1 mana from the source on upgrading Crystallize. And I'm going to gain a crystal of any color. I choose green to my inventory. And I will... Hello, where are all my moves? Doesn't matter. Let's see. Let's decompose, I don't know, my rage. Sure. So decompose says throw away a card. I'm going to take its strong effect by using my once a round ability to gain a red crystal and a red token, which I will spend on decompose. They look the same. A crystal lives here, a token lives here. That's the only difference. And a token is temporary, which you can tell because it's over here and not over here. So when you play this card, throw away an action card from hand. I choose this one. Gain a crystal to your inventory of each basic color that does not match the color of the thrown away card. So see you later, Rage. Give me a blue mana crystal, and a green mana crystal, and a white mana crystal. There you go. I'm loaded. And then I'm going to play sideways both of these cards for move. Yeah, I don't need them for anything else. And I'm going to move here. Oops, that's my shield token. I'm going to move here onto this altar. Well, it's an Ancient Ruins, which has an altar in it. So Ancient Ruins either have an altar or enemies. This one has an altar. And there's some condition you have to meet. Either defeat the enemies or pay the mana to get the reward. And we're going to be paying the mana. But I can't do it now, as you can see. I guess I almost could. But I can't. And there's no need to. So I'm done with my turn. I have indeed checked whether I should place a victory shield, and I should not. So, reclaim. I've got the rest of my deck in hand. It's the dummy's turn. He draws his last card. It's my turn. So this is my other special card. What does it do? Attack 2, block 2, or ranged attack 1. Okay, right. It's a versatile combat card that is also a little bit fire flavored. Fine. It's a very good card. All of their like well, I don't know. It's not as good as like an advanced action, but it's better than the basic ones you start with. These are my 2 special starter cards. Everything else we've looked at, everyone starts with or has an upgraded version. Like this is, I think, a better version of... I don't remember what. And this is a better version of Mana Draw. Okay, so remind me how healing works. You can heal cards out of your discard, can't you? Healing. Wounds and healing, page 11. I know you guys can't see this. It's fine. I'm just looking up the rules. You really don't want to look at this. It's so long. There's so many rules. Wounds and healing. When a hero gets wounded, wounds go into your discard pile when you rest. You can heal even when resting. You can play effects that provide healing points. You can buy some at monasteries. 1 healing point. To throw away a wound card from hand. Right. There's a different effect that can heal from your discard. But we don't have that. Okay, so I won't be able to actually heal these, which is too bad. But it was worth it to do something productive, level up, get into the Mage Tower, get into the altar. It's just a shame that I had so many cards on top of my deck that it was impossible to draw my Tranquility. Oh well. So we want to tackle this altar now. And so the way we're going to do that is use Mana Pull. Mana Pull, I'm going to take its strong effect. That's the die I'm taking. The strong effect is take 2 mana dice from the source. Wait. Oh, interesting. That's also slightly different than Mana Draw. I thought only the top was different, but the bottom's a little different. Take 2 mana dice from the source and set them to any color except gold. Okay, so you don't... No, the way the other one works is you take 1 die and set it to any color and get 2 tokens of that type. Set them to any color. Okay, set them each to any. So I could choose different colors, I guess, but I don't want to. I want them both to be green. And I gain the mana tokens. Okay, and now we put these back so they won't get rerolled. They're supposed to stay green. Not that it's going to matter. So now I turned my 1 white token into 2 green tokens. That's what this was all about. And I'll spend 1 green token from my inventory, 1 crystal, as a token. And then I will choose to enter... I don't know exactly what it means to take it, like what this means versus the other button, but sure. We take this, and I'm just going to sort of say, yep, look, we got all the tokens. Great. And we're going to gain 7 fame for conquering this place. Okay, end turn and level up. Or did I, wait, was it just end turn or did I level up? Yes. So we got the second kind of level up here. We went from 7 to 14. So we got this. Our command token track is a little bit better. Instead of 2-5, it's 3-5. And we have another token here, which means we can control up to 2 units. We can hire up to 2 units instead of 1. But this time we didn't get a new skill and a new advanced action. That's the trade-off there. And the dummy must have gone and I just didn't notice. Did I hit the button there? Yeah, okay. He just ended the round. Great, good for him. Or he declared end of round, so I get 1 more turn. How do I make that go away? No? Stop? Whatever. I think it just goes away after a while. Did I click here? No. Okay, so I have 1 more turn to do anything useful. And basically the only useful things I could do would be move. So I'll do that. I'll move up here. Oh, looks like the white die re-rolled to white. Fair enough. Where's my move? There it is. So I'm going to take a green die from the source as my mana for the turn. Move 4. So 1, 2, 3 to get onto the hill. I have 1 left. Now I have 2 left, playing this as a move. And this is the first time we're doing this. These tiles are drawn from like a deck of tiles, basically. And so I don't know what'll be there. But to reveal one, you must stand next to it and then spend 2 movement points. We have 2 left over right now, so I'm going to do that. There you go. So what do we have? We have a keep, a white mana mine, or white crystal mine or something, and a town. And the keep is only revealed if you're adjacent to it, I believe. Is that right? Where's the keep? Here it is. During the day, if you're adjacent. Okay, so we don't know what's in that keep. But it'll be something stronger than one of these and something weaker than a mage tower, typically. I have 2 cards left that I could play as moves if I wanted to get here. I mean, I suppose that's an improvement over being where I am. You can't walk over lakes. I could go back to the mage tower if I wanted to, like, buy a spell or something. It would have been nice. Oh no, I got... Right. At Mage Towers, you can buy anyone who says they live at a Mage Tower, and you can also buy spells for, I think, 6? No, 7, right? 7? Yeah, 7 influence. But we couldn't afford that. I used my influence as like move or something. Or I discarded it, I don't even know. So I could go back to the Mage Tower, but I want to keep making progress towards the center. And so I think I'd rather live in a town than live where I do now. It's not going to make much of a difference. I'll play these as moves. And go here. And in a town, there's a few things you can do. Ah, that's true. I could also pillage the town next turn. Where's town? Village, here we go, yeah. So you can recruit items units who live at the village. And you can buy healing, which could be nice. And at the start of your turn, it says during another player's turn, that's the same as before your turn. You can pillage it to gain some reputation. To gain 2 cards, but lose reputation. So it might be nice to get... If I start the next round with some wounds in hand, maybe I'll pay to heal them. Maybe I'll pillage to draw cards, and then pay them to heal me. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe there'll be some, mediocre unit to hire. Anyway, that's it for the turn. I've got all my rewards, i.e. none. And end of round. What is going on? Oh, Goldix called end of round. Yes, fine. It didn't clean this up? Something weird happened there. Like, I don't know, it was supposed to re-roll this and put all this back into my discard like it's been doing. I could plunder now. I feel like he should have called end of round last turn, so I don't even know if I get a turn. Not that it matters, there's nothing for me to do. Anyway, we'll just end the turn. Okay, yeah, end of round is coming up. None of this stuff matters. Do I just hit rewards claimed? Yes, so it's setting up the night. Okay, that all worked. And this has been 42 minutes. I think that's fine. It's, not so long that I feel I must end the video, but long enough that I don't want to do another round of this in the same video. I felt like that went by pretty quickly, sadly. So it may well be a little bit over 3 hours for the full game. So I think we will split this up into about 6 episodes. So that's the end of episode 1. Join me tomorrow to see what nighttime is like. You notice it made the board a little darker? Pretty cool. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.